Today we are beginning with this second part of the video, that is sample question paper 2021-22. We were discussing in the last video section A and we have completed till question number 12. Today we will be starting with the question number 13 and we will be completing the section A in this particular video. What does question number 13 says? It says that which of the following statement indicate parallelism in gene and chromosome. Now you need to know what is gene and what is chromosome. When we are talking about a diploid organism, in a diploid organism we have a chromosome which has 2 copies. Okay, so the chromosome, suppose I am saying that this is chromosome number 1. These two are homologous chromosome which are occurring in pair. Okay, and gene are located on this particular chromosome. The location of gene on this particular chromosome at this position is known as locus on which gene are located. Okay, now I can say that looking at the figure that they occur in pair. Chromosome also occur in pair, we call them homologous chromosome, and gene also occur in pair. Okay, next point says that they segregate during gamete formation. When we are looking at the second point, suppose I am saying this is my parental combination of chromosome 1. What will happen at the time of gamete formation? Suppose I says that these are the gene for height. Capital T is denoting tall, small t is denoting dwarf. Now we will be making gametes from this particular combination. Now 2 gametes are possible. One is with capital T gene or you may get a small t gene. Okay, so both are segregating. Chromosome is also segregating at the time of gamete formation and the gene is also segregating at the time of gamete formation. So this statement is also correct. First statement is correct, second statement is also correct. Now when we are taking a single character into account and when we are taking 2 characters into account, suppose now I am saying this is my chromosome number 1 in this particular parent and there is another set of chromosomes, say chromosome number 5. It has this particular locus has gene for color. Suppose this is for Y denotes yellow and small y denotes green. Now if the gene doesn't segregate independently, if the 2 different gene doesn't segregate independently, then in the gamete combination I would have only got always capital T with a capital Y and a capital T with a small y. Okay? But when we will be looking at this, you will be getting 4 different combinations. It means that the 2 genes segregate independent of each other. We will be getting 4 gametes in this case. Capital T and a small y and small t and a small y. Okay, so first point is correct that they occur in pairs. Second point is correct, they segregate during gamete formation. This point is wrong, they do not show linkage. And the fourth point is also correct that independent pairs segregate independently. Okay, so first, second and fourth option is correct. This particular option will be correct. Okay, in the question number 14 we are discussing about a disease which is known as sickle cell anemia. Okay, when we are looking at sickle cell anemia, first of all we need to know that this is an autosomal recessive disorder. which indicates that it has the equal probability of occurring in both male and female. Now what happens is when we are looking at the structure of hemoglobin, ठीक है, हीमोग्लोबिन के अंदर 2 अल्फा एंड 2 बीटा सब यूनिट्स होते हैं. ठीक है, जब हम बीटा सब यूनिट की बात करते हैं तो in this particular case we have at 6th position GAG. This particular codon codes for glutamic acid. But a person with sickle cell anemia, due to some mutation, GAG get converted to GUG, and this GUG codes for another amino acid, that is valine. ठीक है, so what happened was glutamic acid got substituted by valine at beta globin chain, and at which position? 6th position. ठीक है, so this particular point is correct. And why we are calling it as sickle cell anemia? Now what will happen is, instead of having a normal hemoglobin round shape, the shape of the hemoglobin will change to what is known as sickle shape. That's why we are calling it as sickle cell anemia. Okay. Now in the question number 15 says that in human being where genotype capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, capital C represents dark skin color, whereas all small a, b, c represents light skin color, and intermediate represents intermediate skin color. The pattern of genetic inheritance can be termed as. Now you can see that this is a gene pair, this is the second gene pair, and this is the third gene pair. So when more than one gene controls a single character, more than one gene controls a single character, we call it pleiotropy. So by looking at this, we can we call it polygenic inheritance. And when one gene controls more than one character, then we call it pleiotropy. So in this case, we have not been asked about a single gene controlling multiple characters. Therefore, we will be eliminating the first option and the second option. Okay. Now we are clear with the polygenic inheritance, but the C and D option both indicates polygenic inheritance. Now when we are looking at this particular gene, we are seeing that when we have all the dominant allele for the gene, we are having dark skin color. When we are having all the small alleles for a gene, we are having light skin color. And when we are having in heterozygous condition all the 3 gene, it represents intermediate skin color, which says that every allele is making a contribution to the skin color, and it is seen in that particular individual. Therefore, this is something which is accountable, and therefore we will be saying that option D, polygenic and quantitative inheritance, would be correct. When we are coming to question number 16, it says that which of the following combination of chromosome represents the correct sex determination pattern in honeybee. Even if we don't know the number of chromosome, and we know that male in the case of honeybee is haploid and female in the case of honeybee is diploid. Okay, now you can see here 32-16. It can't be possible. 16-32. This can be possible. If I am saying male n is 16, the female 32 is possible. Neither this is possible in the case, nor this is possible in this particular case. Therefore, option B will be correct. Next question. Next question is question number 17, which says that we are having 2 individuals, Rajesh and Mahesh. They have defective hemoglobin due to genetic disorder. Rajesh has too few globin molecules. Okay? So in the case, we are seeing that Rajesh has a defective disorder in which he is having few number of globin molecules, whereas Mahesh is having a disorder which is having the incorrectly functioning globin molecules. Okay, identify this order they are suffering from. Now, when we have discussed about sickle cell anemia in the question number 14, we have seen that it is the shape of the particular hemoglobin molecule which changes from globular to sickle shape, due to which oxygen carrying affinity of hemoglobin decreases. Basically, it affects the structure of the globin molecules due to the substitution of glutamic acid by valine at the beta globin chain at the 6th position. Therefore, this particular individual, Mahesh, is suffering from sickle cell anemia. By looking at this, we can see that these two particular options says for Mahesh sickle cell anemia, and this particular two options says thalassemia. So we can eliminate these two options. And when we are looking at Rajesh is having few globin molecules. And when we are looking at the case of thalassemia, it is this particular disorder which affects the alpha and beta chain in a way that it results in the reduced number of alpha and beta globin molecules. Therefore, option thalassemia will be correct for an autosomal linked recessive blood disorder, and this is an autosomal linked recessive trait. So this particular option will be correct. In this particular option, it is being mentioned that it is a dominant trait. It's not a dominant trait, it's a recessive trait. That's why we will eliminate this option. Both thalassemia and sickle cell anemia are sex-linked disease or autosomal disease. These are autosomal disease. These are not sex-linked disease. Second thing is these two are recessive disease. Okay? So these two diseases have the equal probability of occurring in both male and female, since the gene for this particular disease is present on the autosome, not on the sex chromosome. Okay, next is question number 18. Question number 18 says about some general properties of the genetic material. Okay, first option says that it shouldn't be able to generate its replica. Is this correct? No. When we are talking about replica is replication, to make copy of our DNA. ठीक है, हम क्या चाहते हैं? We want that our cell needs to replicate. ठीक है, हम अपनी generations को continue रखना चाहते हैं. तो for that particular purpose, I want that my genetic material should replicate. So this particular option will be incorrect, because replication says that to make new functional copies of DNA molecules. ठीक है, and this is saying that it shouldn't be able to. So therefore we will eliminate this option. It should be stable. This is correct. It shouldn't allow slow mutation. This particular statement is also wrong. We want that it should allow slow mutation. What is mutation? It's a defect. That's why we want it that it should be slow rather than shouldn't be slow. Okay? Therefore we will eliminate this particular option. So when we are eliminating option 1 and 3, we can eliminate this, we can eliminate this, we can eliminate this. Okay, now it should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian character. This particular statement is correct. Therefore option 2nd and 4th will be correct. Okay, next is question number 19. Question number 19 says that the promoter site and the terminator site for transcription are located at. So when we are making this particular structure, this is say 5' end and this is 3' end. This is 3' end and this is 5' end. We will be calling this particular strand as coding and this particular strand as template. Okay. Now promoter is located at this particular site. This is promoter. And this is terminator. And when we are looking at promoter and terminator, we will be looking in sense of coding strand, not in the case by looking at template strand. So when we are looking at this particular two things, this is terminator. So this is located at 5' and so we will be saying that this is located at 5' upstream end and this is located at 3' downstream end. So 5' upstream and 3' downstream end respectively of the transcription. This particular option will be correct. Okay, both can't be located at the same end. By looking at this, we can eliminate these two options simply. And when we are looking at these, we will be always looking in terms of coding strand. this strand, not in terms of template strand. And when we are looking in terms of coding strand, we are simply able to see that this is the 5' end of the promoter and this is the 3' end. So promoter is always present 5' upstream and terminator is present 3' downstream. Okay. Next question says that which of the following is correct about mature RNA in eukaryotes? As we have seen in the case of splicing, pre-mRNA is formed initially, which will undergo splicing to form a functional mRNA. What happens in the mRNA is exons will appear and introns will not appear in the mature RNA. So this particular statement is correct. So option B will be correct. Question number 21 says that in E. coli, the lac operon gets switched on when? What is a lac operon? This is a regulation at the transcription level, basically in the case of prokaryotes. So what we see is, we have such a particular structure in which we have I, which is the structural gene, we have a promoter, we have an operator, then we are having 3 genes. Okay. I codes for repressor. Okay, this particular repressor has a binding site for operator. ठीक है, अगर हमारे पास मीडियम में लैक्टोज नहीं है, we don't have lactose in the medium, what will happen is no lactose in the medium. तो क्या होगा, जो ये हमारा रिप्रेसर है ये आके आई इज कोडिंग फॉर रिप्रेसर, क्या होगा, ये रिप्रेसर आके ऑपरेटर पे बाइंड कर जाएगा. ठीक है, जैसे ही आके बाइंड करेगा ऑपरेटर पे, तो क्या होगा, जो हमारा प्रमोटर है जहाँ पे आरएनए पॉलीमरेज बैठा हुआ है, ठीक है, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन करने के लिए आरएनए पॉलीमरेज एंजाइम बैठी हुई है जो कि ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. ये पर्टिकुलर एंजाइम आगे ही नहीं जा पाएगी, जिसकी वजह से जेड का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नहीं हो पाएगा, वाई का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नहीं हो पाएगा, ए का ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नहीं हो पाएगा. मतलब मेरा लैक ऑपरेन स्विच ऑफ है. लेकिन अगर मैं लैक्टोज दे दूँ मीडियम में, तो क्या होगा, नाउ लैक्टोज विल कम एंड बाइंड टू दिस पर्टिकुलर रिप्रेसर एट दिस साइट. व्हेन it will come and sit on to this side, what will happen is repressor will change its binding site for operator and it will bind lactose. Now it will not be able to bind to the operator and RNA polymerase will continue its job of transcription. ठीक है, now it will not be able to bind to operator and RNA polymerase will continue its job of transcription and will transcribe Z, Y, A. Okay, so we have been asked कि in which condition the lac operon is switched on. So it is switched on when lactose is present and it binds to the repressor. This is particular lactose which is bound to the repressor. So this particular statement is correct. Okay. अगर हम सेकेंड ऑप्शन को देखें, रिप्रेसर बाइंड्स टू ऑपरेटर, तो ये तो स्विच ऑफ वाला केस हो जाएगा, तो इसलिए ये क्वेश्चन गलत हो गया, ऑप्शन गलत हो गया. आरएनए पॉलीमरेज बाइंड टू ऑपरेटर, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज तो ऑपरेटर से बाइंड ही नहीं करती है, वो तो प्रमोटर से बाइंड करती है, तो ये पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन भी गलत हो गया. Lactose is present and it bind to RNA polymerase. This particular statement is also wrong क्योंकि lactose operator से bind करता है, ना कि RNA polymerase से. ठीक है, तो ये सारे options eliminate हो जाएंगे. So option first is correct. Now we are at question number 22. There were 3 scientists, Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod and McLean McCarthy. इन तीनों ने क्या किया था, ग्रिफिथ के एक्सपेरिमेंट को एक्सटेंड किया था और जो ग्रिफिथ ने देखा उसको प्रूव करने की कोशिश की थी. तो इन्होंने क्या किया, एक हीट किल्ड एस सेल और लाइव आर सेल को जब डालना चाहिए था माउस के अंदर, तो माउस को, जो हमारा माइस था वो क्या रहा, माइस जो था वो मर गया. इट मीन्स ऐसा क्यों हुआ, क्योंकि अगर मैं इंडिविजुअल हीट किल्ड एस सेल में देखूं तो इट शुड रिमेन अलाइव, वेयरएज व्हेन आई एम सीइंग इन द केस ऑफ लाइव आर सेल देन ऑल्सो इट शुड रिमेन अलाइव. बट अगर दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन देख रही हूँ तो माई माइस इज नॉट एबल टू सर्वाइव. ऐसा हुआ क्यों, ऐसा इसलिए हुआ कि जो हमारा डीएनए था एस के केस में उसने आर को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया इनटू एस टाइप, ठीक है। जैसे ही आर ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गया इनटू एस टाइप तो उस एस ने माउस को इन्फेक्ट कर दिया और माउस किल हो गया, ठीक है। सो जो चीज़ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल थी यहाँ से यहाँ तक वो था डीएनए, ठीक है। अब इन्होंने 3 चीज़ें की, इन्होंने डीएनएज लिया, आरएनएज लिया एंड प्रोटीन्स लिया। डीएनएज वो होता है जो डीएनए को एक्ट करके डीएनए को तोड़ने का काम करता है। आरएनएज वो है जो आरएनए के ऊपर एक्ट करके उसे क्लीव करने का काम करता है। वैसे प्रोटीज प्रोटीन के ऊपर एक्ट करके उसको क्लीव करने का काम करता है, ठीक है। जब हमने फर्स्ट केस देखा, डीएनए वाला केस देखा, तो हमने क्या देखा कि जब मैं डीएनएज डाल रही हूँ इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस तो मेरा ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नहीं हुआ। ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नहीं हुआ मतलब डीएनएज किसके ऊपर एक्ट कर रहा था, डीएनए के ऊपर एक्ट कर रहा था, ठीक है। डीएनए को क्लीव कर रहा था, इसको नॉन फंक्शनल कर रहा था। इसके नॉन फंक्शनल होते हुए क्या होगा, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नहीं होगा। इससे क्या पता चला कि डीएनए ही मेरा जेनेटिक मटेरियल है। सो दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन विल बी करेक्ट, ठीक है। जब हमने प्रोटीएज और आरएनएज को डाला तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं आया, क्योंकि प्रोटीन और आरएनए को किल करने से कोई इफेक्ट होना ही नहीं चाहिए था, क्योंकि ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करने के लिए डीएनए रिस्पॉन्सिबल, ना कि आरएनए और प्रोटीन, ठीक है। सो वी कैन एलिमिनेट द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन। लाइपेसिस लिया ही नहीं गया था एक्सपेरिमेंट में, तो ये ऑप्शन वैसे ही गलत हो गया। और आरएनए को किल करने से, आरएनए को क्लीव करने से आरएनएज के द्वारा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा। इट इज ओनली द डीएनएज दैट इनहिबिटेड ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, ठीक है, बिकॉज डीएनए वॉज द ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग एलिमेंट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस दैट ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड हीट किल्ड एस सेल एंड लाइव आर सेल इनटू लाइव एस सेल, ठीक है, जिसकी वजह से mice die. Now is question number 23. Question number 23 says that this is the structure of a tRNA molecule. Okay, this particular thing is A. ठीक है, this is amino acid. तो site A is what? This is AUG. AUG क्या है, एक स्टार्ट कोडोन है और वो मिथियोनिन के लिए भी कोड करता है. So by looking at this we can eliminate simply A option and D option. Now when we are looking at this site B, what is complementary to A in RNA? A के complementary U होगा, U के complementary क्या होगा, A होगा, और G के complementary क्या होगा, C होगा. तो UAC will be the correct option. Therefore option B will be correct. Okay. Next is question number 24. Short stretch of DNA used to identify complementary sequence in a sample are called what? Now अगर मुझे किसी भी सैंपल को टेस्ट करना है तो मैं क्या करती हूँ, उसका सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड डीएनए बना लेती हूँ और उसको किसी चीज़ से लेबल कर लेती हूँ, ठीक है, ATGC, ठीक है, और इसको किसी फ्लोरोफोर से लेबल कर लेती हूँ ताकि जब ये मेरे टारगेट डीएनए से बाइंड हो तो वो पर्टिकुलर कलर का मुझे फ्लोरोसेंस दे, जिससे मैं ये पता लगा सकूँ कि मेरा प्रॉब यहाँ जाके बाइंड हुआ है, ठीक है। तो मतलब इस मेरे प्रॉब से कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री सीक्वेंस इस पर्टिकुलर सैंपल में है, ठीक है। सो it is the short stretch of DNA that is used to identify complementary sequence in a primer are called probes, ठीक है. So option A will be correct. Okay, now in this way we have completed with section A, ठीक है. Now in the next coming video we will be starting up with the section B. Okay, please do like and subscribe the video.